Day 2 today. A couple new motions on the menu for me today. It's going to be a Swiss bar like reverse bench press at a low incline. Then I have a dip with a feet elevated variation on a bench there. So I'm excited to try both of those out today. So I'll go over the technique, execution on that. Going to stick a little bit lighter obviously since it's a newer motion. Kind of get used to the technique, execution, and then I'm really excited to ramp that up over the foreseeable future here.
For my first motion, I'm doing a machine single arm side raise. My emphasis in this phase is going to be lats and delts, like previously mentioned in the other videos. So I'm starting with machine side raise here on day 2. On day 1, I start that cross cable supine, so lying on your back side raise. Just put emphasis on those delts again here. So this is my third set here. This will be a double drop set. So what we're going to go through is first set's going to be 10 to 15. I drop about 10 to 15% that first one, and depending on how many reps I get on that first drop set is the drop I'll take for that second drop set. So have those numbers kind of figure out before you go into the motions, so you know how to make a quick adjustment down. And on my back off sets is aiming for 4 to 8 reps typically. On this, you want to focus on breathing in on the way down and then dragging your knuckles along the ground up the wall, keeping that tension within the medial delt. Try not to get that caught up in that trap by shrugging the weight. And by having a shoulder motion first, like a side raise, it will not really hinder any of the other motions. Again, continue prioritizing what you want to grow most at the beginning of your workouts here. Second motion following up the side raise will be my new reverse grip press. So this is a Swiss bar variation here. It's a low incline, so we're going to bias a little bit more pec and anterior delt development. The grip is closer to neutral, so it's going to involve a little bit more pec and tricep involvement in this, and you're going to get a little bit deeper of a stretch throughout the motion here. On this one, focus on sinking in, keep that wrist and elbow stacked, and pressing straight through that palm to get that weight back up. Notice I'm going slow on the eccentric, owning the weight. Second new motion is a weighted dip with your feet elevated on a low incline bench. What that's going to help do is create a little bit more external stability, but also create a bit more of a slight forward lean, working more of your costal pec, your lower chest region. On this, focus on driving your elbow straight back, pressing your palm to get back up here. On both the Swiss bar press and the dips, I kept a couple reps in reserve on my first day, just to make sure I get the execution down. I know I can make solid progression next week here. Following up the dips, we moved on to an upper pec cable press around. On this one, I'll focus on setting the arm of the cable about 45 degrees at an angle down, and then grab the handle so when you have the cable, it's an alignment with your wrist and elbow. It's a straight line down, as you notice where that cable is coming from, straight in alignment. As we drive up, we want to think about upper arm bicep driving into our clavicle. Think about setting your ribcage down slightly so we don't create a tall chest, so we really force that driving across our body there. Bicep into clavicle, breathing in slowly on the way down, repeating the process there. I did 3 sets of 8 to 12 on the dips, 2 sets 8 to 12 here on the cable press around. For some rear delt work, we have 3 sets of 10 to 15 with the cross cable rear delt fly. We're working more on that length in the mid-range, so as we sink up on the eccentric, focus on that chest caving forward a tiny bit to get a little bit more scapular protraction, get a little bit more stretch, and then as we drive out, think about sweeping out of that low arc, making a half moon almost. Think about driving elbows back, keeping that tension within your rear delts here. I'm not focusing on a ton of scapular retraction here. I'm going to keep tension within our rear delts. Following up our rear delt work, we are going back to more chest tricep work. This would be a barbell JM press. This would be great for working your triceps along with your chest, a little bit of anterior delt. On this, focus on driving your elbows towards your hips. And that bar, anywhere that's comfortable land between your neck and your nose. Typically, I come down right around my chin with that bar while those elbows drive out. 2 sets 8 to 12 here. What we're looking for is that technical failure. So if you see my elbows start to flare slightly, that's when I'm going to call it. Now I'm compensating and putting stress elsewhere, and closer chance of injury. Following that up will be our last tricep motion of the day. It's going to be on Lantis overhead tricep extension, working more on that lengthened state here. I had 2 sets 8 to 12, focusing slow on the eccentric, driving straight up, pause at the lockout there. After this, I did have 3 sets of 10 to 15 with a cable crunch, so working more on the rectus abdominis there. Save and give this workout a try.
Back from push day 2 here. Great workout. A couple newer motions like I mentioned. It was the Swiss bar press, the feet elevated dip 2 was another newer motion also. So go ahead and give those a try. Let me know if any questions, concerns on any of the motions, and keep on progressing forward here.